I went through a lot emotionally. I cried and cried and cried and cried, but I'm a Christian. From the title, you already know what this video is about. It's a very chill life updates kind of situation. So let's just go straight into it. So 2022, I posted I posted a new year new video. And then I made 2 long videos and 2 shorts, and I disappeared till this year. So I'm going to be explaining what happened, because I think I owe my family here on YouTube an explanation as to what happened. Now, to be able to do this, well, for people who are not OGs on the channel, I'm going to give a little bit of a background for myself. Which kind of English is this? Of myself, a background of myself. Yes, I know how to speak English. So my name is Ada, and I'm a medical doctor. I'm a resident doctor. As at last year, I was a registrar, but your girl is now a senior registrar. So come on, give it up, give it up, give it up. It was not easy, but we made it. Okay, so as at last year, January, when I made that video, I had a 5-month-old. Okay, so I was trying to get used to being a mother, and combining that with work, all that work-life balance and all that good stuff. And I was doing YouTube. I was trying to grow my YouTube channel and become like a brand, build a brand for myself and all of that. Okay, so with this background, I think we can go straight to the video. So yeah, last year I wrote an exam in October. So starting from when I disappeared, that was April. I started preparing for the exam with my colleagues at work, because we were many that were going for the exam. But the preparation started like September, and that September I was on maternity leave, because remember I gave birth, my baby was 5 months in January, which means I gave birth in July 2021. So August, September, there were some discussions going on that I could not attend, because I was a new mother going through a lot of postpartum things, which if you haven't seen my video on postpartum experience, I'll link it up in the cards here so that you can see it. But yeah, I was going through a lot, so discussion was the last thing on my mind. So by the time it was November 2021, I resumed work. I started getting used to going to work with my baby, having a baby and all of that. And then by January, okay, things I had started, feeling like myself again. I had my baby was sleeping through the night now, so I felt better. All that diet vigil was no longer happening, and a lot was beginning to become normal for me in my life. So I had goals, I had plans, I had a lot of things in mind that I was going to achieve that year. This year last year was going to be like a whole stepping stone, a lot of things to me. I was also in business for myself. So while all of that was happening, discussions became more intense, because we had a lot to cover and little time. You might think that between April and October was a lot of time, but the way the days were going, trust me, was not a lot of time. So discussions were becoming a lot intense. I think, I can't even remember from when, but I think like from March. Okay, March, April, a set went for exam. So once they were done, it was like, this is the next exam is us. Hey God, it had become real, if I'll put it that way. So yeah, and then sometime in March, I missed my period. I didn't actually miss my period, like it didn't come. It came for one day and then stopped, which is not what it is for me. So I was wondering what the hell is going on here. But I attributed it to, I had just had 6 months of postpartum amenorrhea, which is when a woman does not see her period for 6 months. I did exclusive, so I didn't see my period for 6 months, and I understood that it was the hormones and all of that. But March was not, I don't know. But I was like, okay, is my period resuming? It's just hormones and all the postpartum issues. But then I started feeling one kind. So I told my husband to go and buy a pregnancy test. Far when I did the pregnancy test, I saw 2 lines. 2 lines means positive, by the way. I could not believe it, because I can't, I'm a doctor. This cannot be happening to me. I see that I know all the contraceptive methods. I know all the family planning methods. So this cannot be me. But fam, it was me. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about contraceptives. So subscribe so that you can catch that video when it goes up. And don't forget to turn on your notifications. Pregnant and I could not believe it. I went through a lot emotionally. I cried and cried and cried and cried. But I'm a Christian and I cannot remove the baby. So I had to have a baby and I was not ready to be a mother of two. I was not ready. I had exams coming that were very, very, very stressful. So it was a whole lot. So I went through a period that I'll just come home and be like, I wish this was not true. It almost got to a point that I was wishing that maybe somehow, maybe I don't know, but I would just wake up and realize that it's not true. But I think the turning point for me in that pregnancy was when we traveled to the east for my sister-in-law's wedding. And I didn't even tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody. When I was going through all that, it was just me and my husband. I didn't tell anybody, my family. I didn't tell my sisters. I didn't tell my brothers. I felt so ashamed that I was pregnant again. I don't know if you're a mother that has two under two. I believe that you might have gone through something like this, but it wasn't planned. I wasn't prepared, and I was feeling ashamed, like with all the knowledge that I have, how can this be happening to me? What can happen to anybody, really? Unplanned pregnancy can happen to anybody. That's why you have to stay ahead. That's why you have to, use contraceptives, the right one for you. So yeah, we traveled to the east. I live in Jos currently, so my parents live in the east. My husband is from Abia, so went for his sister's wedding. So went to the village house now, and normally there were a lot of people in the house. I wasn't really expected to do a lot because there were a lot of people in the house doing a lot of things, and then I had Chukuna, so that was like 7 months. So people just really expected me to take care of him and maybe contribute 1 or 2 things to chores. So my parents-in-law, God bless them, were not expecting a lot from me, but it was very, very difficult for me to wake up in the morning to join prayers, because in the house there was prayers in the morning. So those mornings I was fighting morning sickness. So my husband decided to tell my father-in-law, even though I didn't want to tell anybody, because somehow I was still wishing that it was not true. So I told my father-in-law, and since I had told, so my husband told my father-in-law, and he called me. I was like, okay, so that I have to tell my mother-in-law so that nobody really expects anything from me. So I went and I don't know, I was afraid, so I don't know why. I was really afraid, sir. So I went and told her. And her reaction, I think, was the turning point for me. She was like, oh, congratulations, glory to God. There was no, how did that happen? Are you not too young to have another child? Is your child not too young to have another child? She was just really happy. And her reaction, I was like, okay, if my mother-in-law can react like this, then why am I behaving as if it's not good news? Why am I behaving as if a baby is a bad thing and all of that? So I think that was one turning point for me. But then if I've not mentioned, I'm a Christian, and I went to God in prayers. I said, Lord, I have a lot this year, and it was a really emotional time. So I think talking about it is bringing back some emotions, but we move. I went to God. I said, God, I have these exams, and these exams are expensive. These exams are stressful emotionally, physically, and it's not something I want to do 2 times. I mean, I paid 250 something thousand to go for that exam. That's minus. The exam was written in Abuja. Like, there were 2 parts. So I had to stay somewhere, I had to eat, I had to transport myself, and a lot of all those things. So it was quite financially demanding, and it wasn't something I wanted to do twice. So I told the Lord, I have to pass this exam. And somehow, guys, strength came. Like, I don't know where all that strength came from. People see me and like, you're very strong. I'm like, you don't understand. I was able to participate in the discussions I needed to participate. Let me give you guys an idea of how intense my days were, my weekdays were. I had to go to work, of course, normal 8 o'clock now. Then we had discussions 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., of which when you finish work, you just go for discussion. Then I had to come home, prepare food for my family, spend a little time with my son, and then 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, there's another discussion. At some point, it became 8 to 11 p.m., and I had to wake up the next morning like that. So it was a lot for a pregnant woman, but the Lord God supplied strength. I was active more than More than I expected I would ever be. Chukwunaso's pregnancy was first trimester was it was a lot for me. I even had to miss work sometimes and all of that. But this time, lie, I was strong. I guess really God supplied me with strength and surrounded me with very, very supportive people. My mother was so supportive, like I think she was more worried than I was. For me, like she used to call, "Are you okay? Are you strong? Are you feeling so?" I'm like, "Mommy, I'm strong." Sometimes she will exclaim, "Ha, you're very strong in this pregnancy." I say, "Mommy, I am strong." And just like that, it came, and I've given birth today. You guys will get to meet my baby girl very soon on this channel. So yeah, she's the sweetest person in the world. And guess what? I passed that exam. I did. I wasn't able to do YouTube, but a lot of things went positive for me. And I really saw the hand of God. I saw his favor, I saw his grace, and I'm really just so grateful. So yeah, that is what has happened. So I put out a new year video, new resolution, new year, new me kind of video. If you've not seen it, I'll link it up here so that you can watch that. But yeah, I had this year I'm coming in hot. This year we're doing so much on YouTube. I'm really focusing on YouTube since baby is out of the way and I've gotten contraceptive. Yes. So we're not having any baby. We're not having any, no surprises are going to happen this year, baby wise. No, it's not gonna happen. In fact, we fit all close shop for life, but let's see how that goes. You never can tell. You might want another one, but now I have a boy and a girl. I don't know. I don't think I'm looking for any other thing you get. So that's out of the way. The exams that took a lot of my time last year is also out of the year. So I am ready to face YouTube. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, I beg now, look at this fine face and subscribe and enjoy my village community here on YouTube. I make videos on lifestyle, motherhood, and health because I'm a doctor. Yeah, join my community and turn on your notification and just join the blessing that we are. So yeah, it was a roller coaster for me because I was not ready. I'm actually still getting used to a lot of things. As at the point I was making this video, my baby is just 3 weeks, okay, and I found out that that I'm not entitled to maternity leave because of civil service rules. Civil service rules says that you have to stay 2 years after your last maternity leave to be entitled to maternity leave. So I'm going to be going back to work with a really young child, but I know that the Lord that provided strength during the pregnancy is also going to see me through. Like, I'm so confident that I'm going to pull through, and I'm going to be carrying you guys along through the journey, and I know that this year is going to be amazing for us all. So yeah, this is me saying happy new year again, and thank you so much for sticking with me. Thanks so much for being here. Your girl is ready to make content to give you back to back this year. And you know, build this brand and add to our family and all of that. So if you've enjoyed this video, before I go, I just want to encourage somebody. I know for some people it might not have been for them emotionally the way it was for me, but I had to deal with a lot of self-doubt and how am I going to do this? How am I going to be strong? If you believe in God, it's the time to hand over your problems to God and just talk to him. He's your father, I believe. If you have a relationship with him, he's your father, and he knows what you're going through, and he's really out there to see you through, like he saw me through. So if you're going through something a lot, I don't know what the circumstance is, I just want to encourage you. It's going to pass, and the way 2022 passed, it actually turned out to be one of the best years of my life, to be honest. One of the stress-free years of my life. No caps, like I'm not joking. Yeah, it didn't go the way I wanted, but it went the way God planned, and it was good, it was beautiful, and I know that much more beautiful things are going to keep happening for us. So I think I should stop talking because I've talked plenty. So yeah, I've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much again for watching to this point. I'm very grateful, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.